Hey everybody, how's it going? Bully Scholarship, we're here and welcome back for more Let's Play Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. If you weren't here last time, we were finishing up the first homeworld. We fought the boss, and we got the second homeworld, Midday Gardens, cleared up. But anyway, today we're going to be doing one level here in Midday Gardens, and then the next episode we're going to go back to Sunrise Spring and finish up, do a little bit of cleanup, and then we'll continue through Midday Gardens. But anyway, that's for next episode, so let's go in to Sergeant Byrd's base. Woo! This is probably my favorite animal buddy. He's just a bro. He's like James Bond, only a penguin with rocket launchers. So, very similar. Alright.
I have to train the hummingbirds. They must be in peak physical condition if we're going to take on the sorceress.
Ooh. Alright, let's go train those hummingbirds then.
Sir, the situation is this. Yesterday at 1845 hours, the Rhinox invaded. We defended as best we could, sir, but without your leadership, we didn't put up an effective resistance. By 1900 hours, the rest of the squad was captured and the Rhinox had complete control of the base.
Alright. Well, anyway, Sergeant Byrd's controls are pretty simple. Just like Spyro, walk around with the control stick or the control pad if you like that for some reason, but I don't know how you could possibly like that. I'll talk about it in a little bit, but I cannot stand the control pad. It's just, ugh. It's annoying for 3D games. But, circle will shoot your rockets, which actually, it might sound kind of annoying to aim, but they sort of home in on, like, enemies, so it's not really that challenging. Here's a hummingbird. We gotta rescue 5 of them to get an egg. There's the exit. Oh yeah, here's how we get butterflies. We just shoot this ladybug with our rocket launcher, you know. Simple, you know, casual insomniac thing. But anyway, let's go on up here. But, yeah, I hate the control pad simply because, I don't know, controlling a 3D game with up, down, right, left is just obnoxious. It should be with an all-directional analog stick. That's why Final Fantasy VII does not get played on the PlayStation. If I were to play it, I play it on my PSP where I have it downloaded, and although that analog stick on the PSP isn't anything special, it's still better than, in my opinion, it's still better than the control pad. So, that is my take on that. I cannot stand playing 3D games. I guess I can survive Crash Bandicoot just because... My bad, that's my cell phone. Just because I love Crash Bandicoot so much, and I don't love Final Fantasy VII nearly as much as 9, which has analog control. But anyway, enough of that. Today, I wanted to talk about a small computer company, maybe you've heard of it, called Apple. Oh, never mind.
Sir, I've captured the enemy Russians. They won't march far on an empty stomach.
Alright. That was their food. Siegfried? I've never heard that name before. That's definitely a different one. That's all I'm going to say.
Sir, the Rhinox have blocked the way out of this next cave with a security door, and I don't think you'll be able to blast your way through this one. Recommend you land on the weights and carry them to the pressure-sensitive security switches either side of the door. When in position, press the square button to drop the weight. Press the triangle button once to look down. Press it again to look up, sir.
Okay, I'm turning that down. That's annoying. Alright, anyway. Let's see. We're going to snipe this guy. Oh, well, yep, we got him. Actually, that's a girl. You can tell by the weird... Yeah. And by the dress. Hopefully it's not a guy. Unless it's James from Team Rocket. Then it'd totally be normal. But this isn't a Japanese game. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about a little computer company known as Apple. Simply because, well, I've sort of been on their website a lot recently because I've sort of decided that I want to get myself an iPad Air because it looks like a fantastic tablet, and I'd like to use one more for screwing around, of course. I don't believe tablets really should be used as like a computer replacement. I think they should be used for browsing the internet, you know, maybe taking notes or reading books, stuff like that, looking up guides. I think it'd just be a nice, easier thing. Like, if I'm playing through a game and I'm sitting on the floor down here, I could have my iPad right next to me. Wow, I just sniped that gopher. Anyway, I have my iPad right next to me, and then I could look up like a walkthrough or, you know, a video on sign right next to me down here, pick it up like it's a strategy guide that I don't have yet, because I do collect the strategy guides too, but you know, I just think of it like that, not a computer replacement, because you can't really, in my opinion, tablets aren't meant for true gaming. Oh yeah, here's a funny thing I noticed. Now later in this level, that's what she was talking about earlier, you press the triangle button, you sort of get a target, that's where you're going to drop the weight. Later in this level, you'll pick up like these little bombs that you can carry in your feet, and you actually get a skill point if you kill all these gophers. There's a fair amount. But when I was practicing this, I noticed that you could drop the weight on them, and you can kill them. And I found that freaking hilarious. Like, I was just practicing just so I knew what I was doing and hopefully had an idea what I was talking about, and my gosh, that was so great. So anyway, we're just going to go over here, drop the weight, and blow open that door, because by dropping that weight, it obviously made the door explode. Oh crap! Yep. But yeah, that's a skill point. I'm not going to get that now. Like I said, the better, you know, the more skill points we don't get, the better, because I have more to show in, you know, a live recording on the next video. So that's my goal right now. But just so you guys are aware, if you are watching this and you're like, oh, I wonder if there's skill points here. Yep, there's one for doing that. But yeah, also kind of want to talk about the competition between Macintosh, Macintosh and Windows. I refuse to call it PC because I think Macintosh, or I think Mac computers still are considered personal computers, unless if they're saying different, please let me know. But anyway, I just want to talk about them, because, you know, there's always a harsh competition between the pro PC people and the pro Apple people. You know, there's always been that, and there probably always will be. Ouch! Don't do that. Dang, oh my gosh. I'm taking a lot of hits here. I gotta go on a ladybug killing frenzy or something. Let's see if there's another one. Ah, there it is. Just want to get sparks back so we can pick up the treasure at least, because that's annoying when you have to touch everything. Especially with Sergeant Byrd. But anyway, oh yeah, also with this level, make sure you fly up high enough just to see if there's any more balloons holding those vases, because they're really easy to miss, and that sucks when you have to go back and look for everything. But yeah, I think the competition between the two is kind of harsh, in my opinion. You know, people will just tear apart the other. Alright, here's those bombs I was talking about. We're gonna go back here. And I don't know. I don't think it really should be Mac versus PC. I think it should be Mac. Oh my gosh, I've caught on to the Mac versus Windows. I think it should be Mac and Windows. Now, I'm gonna be totally honest and say I was wrong a long time ago. I would totally bash Macintosh. I would say, oh, it's garbage, you know, you can't play games on it, which I still believe you can't. It's not meant for gaming. But unless you install Windows, but then it's not really, you know, a pure Mac. But anyway, it's more Windows doing the work. But anyway, I think both have their uses, and both could be used by the same person if, you know, they know what they're doing, and both have their own motives. Because I think Windows is better for businesses. It's better for running all the different kinds of programs, because it's true. There's way more programs that are compatible with Windows and designed for Windows than there are for Mac. It's true. Same with viruses, however, which is a sad thing, but it's true. There's a reason why Macs don't get PC viruses, or, you know, Windows viruses, because people don't really care about getting viruses on Macs. Way more people own PCs, and that's, oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep saying PCs. Whatever, I'm gonna say that, although I hate that phrase. Way more people own Windows computers. You know, it's true. I don't know the numbers, but we all know that way more people have them. So virus makers tend to avoid, you know, making viruses for Macs when they can make them for a bigger crowd on Windows. But I think both operating systems have their purposes. Macs, they're better if you want to be, you know, creative, if you like just doing projects, just screwing around. Windows, I think they're more for gaming and really being productive with important issues. It's like, both of them I think you can do editing on, you know. Both of them you can do photos and video editing. PCs, I think, are gaming. Macs are more just for fun. that's the one thing with Macs is that you can't take them as seriously as you do with Windows, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Some people might think differently. That's just what I've noticed. Whenever you see them, it's more just for fun. This is what we use it for. Oh, well.
Mission accomplished. It's great to have you back, sir.
But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing either. Ryan Lee, that's an interesting name. I guess that's more 2 names, but whatever. But that's not a bad thing. I think if you want to be creative, you want to edit photos, you want to edit videos on a really nice-looking, seamless, thin, really pretty-looking computer, then get a Mac, absolutely. The thing that I don't like about Macs are the fanboys who simply buy them to type Word documents in Caribou. I don't get the point of that. That I've never understood why you drop the high amount of money, because Macs are expensive, but they do have a great build quality, but why you drop $2,000 to type Word documents when you might as well just get a cheap computer to do that? I don't know. I just never understood that. Those are the people that bug me, and the people that are so obsessed with every Apple product that, oh man, I gotta get every one because anything made by any other company is garbage. That I don't like. And that's what causes me to fight back for other companies, because it's like, okay, why don't you give them a chance too? But I think Apple makes some great stuff, and Apple definitely, in my opinion, does dominate the mobile, should I say, market. I like Android. I have it. I'm considering iOS maybe for my next phone. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. There are advantages for both, but one of the best things I think about Apple is that they make their stuff look good, and that you can't compete with. They, if it looks good, people will buy it even if it doesn't run as well. That's just a thing they do. Now me, I prefer to look behind that and see, okay, how well does it run, or can it do this or that? But lots of people don't care about, that detail. As long as it looks good and it doesn't crash often, they'll go for it. And, that's their decision. That's fine. So I think Apple does a great job at that. iOS 7 was a very, very necessary update. I have an iPod Touch, a 5th generation, the newest one, and holy crap, iOS 7 was so needed, because the previous iOS was bleh, in my opinion. That was ugly. It just, I don't know, it'd been the same thing for too long. It just didn't look good. Now it's colorful, it's even, I guess I'd say easier to use. I didn't think it was difficult to use before, but it definitely was a well-needed, even just visually, a well-needed upgrade. So, high praise to Apple for iOS 7. It had its glitches, which bugged me, but I got over them, I got them fixed. So, I'm satisfied with it now, so I think Apple did a great job with that. And that was a very, very necessary update. So, nicely done on that, Apple. When it comes to tablets, I think the iPad pretty much dominates the market as well. MP3 players, obviously the iPod. I don't think Microsoft even makes the Zune anymore. Why am I going back here? Sorry, I get distracted when I'm just constantly talking about stuff. I'm not too good at that. I gotta get better at doing both. Here's the thing we can blow up. And then there is one more hummingbird we can get. Let's drop that. Get some of these gems. But yeah, I totally think, I don't think Microsoft makes Zunes anymore, which I don't blame them. I only knew one person that got them, and I still don't even know why he got a Zune. I think later, like a couple of years later, he got an iPod Touch instead, which I totally think is probably the best MP3 player slash... you can do a lot at iPod Touch. You can screw around on the internet. You can do plenty of things. So, I totally think Apple has dominated basically the mobile market. I like Android so far, but I'm thinking about switching to iOS for my next phone upgrade, maybe. Still debating it, but if Apple continues to impress me with the way their stuff looks and performs, I might go for it. I don't know. Who knows what will go down the road in a couple years.
Before I was captured, I recovered this egg from the enemy, sir.
Alright. And the name is Roy. Ooh, I know a guy named Roy. He was in my graduating class last year. Oh, that sign he would do too. Just kidding. Anyway, So yeah, definitely the mobile market, Apple dominates. Computer market, I think they compete just back and forth between Windows. Windows has really stepped up their game, I think, with making their stuff look a little bit more friendly, a little bit more user-friendly, particularly because before they weren't very user-friendly. That's sort of how Apple really sold the lies, because their stuff is easy to use, which for me as, now I'm 19, but I'm about to say 18, but 19-year-old guy who's majoring in engineering, I don't really care if a thing is super, super easy to use, because I generally can figure something out, or I have friends who can help me figure it out, or the internet. But for people who are newer to computers or aren't as knowledgeable, or who knows what, Macintosh does a great job at making things easy and presentable and nice for you, and I think that that's a great thing for people. Let's see, where the heck is that other treasure? I was afraid this would happen, because this base has so many, weird, little dips and stuff where it's easy to miss treasure, and Sparks doesn't have his ability quite yet. Oh, well, I think I found it. Here's a bomb. Let's see if that does the trick for us. Let's see. How much are we missing? 30. Okay, that's a nice even number. Hopefully there's 30 in here. I think I've gotten everything else. Whoops. 30, come on. Ah. No! Crap. Well, let's see. Well, anyway, we'll keep looking. If it takes forever, we'll do something else, but hopefully it won't take too much longer before we find it. But, yeah, I think Apple does a great job of making stuff easy to use for people who aren't as experienced, or, whatever, and they make their product look pretty. Along with that, they have pretty nice build quality. Some of Windows computers do, some of them don't. I think Apple totally is quite a few steps ahead of many Windows-based computer developers who, Apple, they really do put good build quality. They have the aluminum, and they have, now especially with their computers that they've switched the all aluminum on everything, which I think was totally a good idea, because I hated that, glossy kind of plastic look where it was really fingerprint party going on over there. That sucked, in my opinion. I have that on my iPod video, which was alright, but on my computers, ugh, gosh, that doesn't look good, and it's just a fingerprint party. Okay, where the crap is those 2 gems? I might just cut this here, and yeah, see if I can go find it. So I'll see you guys at that gem. I'm guessing it's just 2, because I think 67 was the number we were rounding off at. So I'll cut this. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, guys, here's that treasure we missed, I believe. Yeah, alright. So let's head over to the portal. One other thing I wanted to note before this episode ended was also with the backs of iPods. Apple did an excellent move by making by getting rid of that ugly stainless steel, once again fingerprint party, scratch party back to their iPods, except for the current classic one, which is too bad, but they haven't updated that forever, so I don't blame them. To a matte finish, which is totally better. Oh my goodness. I love the matte finish on the back of my iPod Touch. It was such a good idea to do that, so I applaud them for that. But I'd like to continue this discussion in the next episode, because I want to talk about my plans for the future with computers and stuff like that. So anyway, before we end this episode, let's head back, hop in the balloon, and we'll get back to the Sunrise Spring homeworld. Actually, before we do that, let's talk to Sergeant Byrd.
I've assessed the situation. We need 5 men to operate the whirligig.
The whirligig, alright, whatever that is. But anyway, let's hop in the balloon, and you can either select Buzz's Dungeon if you're dying to fight that green blob thing again, Bunny Rabbit, or you can select Sunrise Spring, and it'll take you right back over there. But, yeah, so Apple's made some great changes. I think they're one of the greatest computer/software engineering companies ever made. They've done some great things. and I think them, along with Microsoft, can continue to develop really cool stuff and continue to make people's lives easier in terms of technology and stuff. So anyway, here's Molten Crater. Next time we're going to be doing Molten Crater because we have to do the Sergeant Byrd area and get some treasure I missed and get that number back to an even number. And yeah, we'll be doing that in the next episode though, because we're probably out of time. So anyway, guys, as always, this has been Bully Squad Shibuya. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, guys, keep gaming, and peace out. We'll see you later.